Hi there, it's Pascal here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about patience. I started my online business in 2017, and ever since I started my online business, started getting results. People ask me tons of questions. And right now, with the economy shut down and everybody's housebound, it's much more likely for us to not have patience with our children. And I learned this in business. Most people ask me, what did I gain from online business, or how did online business literally change my life? And that's what I want to share with you on this video. I hope it will help you change the way you see yourself. Because I read a book. I said, L. Nightingale said, you will become what you think about. Now you will look at that and think it's a play on words. I'll tell you how this works. Now, by the way, if you like what I'm sharing, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, because I share some valuable tips that help people get results. It's fantastic and it's huge. So I encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out, because I answer these questions based on real life experiences, not just a hip hop something. So what I was talking to you about patience with children. Basically, most of us are housebound now, and we are going to be spending more time with our kids. Possibly you will notice that schools have shut, and possibly you are going to be the one teaching your child. Now, if you haven't done this before, you left it all the way for the teachers to be doing for you, and you never really spend time with your children to do their homework, you will notice that now you don't have patience to teach them. Maybe you spend 20 minutes and you're tired, or you start yelling at them, or you can't even get them, they can't even follow through with follow your instructions. Now, this is what I talk when people ask me what is on, how does all this relates to online business? You may be asking, what is the relation with this? I tell you, it has every single thing to do with it, because it was difficult for me to learn this, but I want to share this experience with you. You see, when I got into online business, what they were teaching was communication. I'll tell you now, go to Amazon. What do you see? What do you really see? It's pictures and text. Then what are they doing to you? They are communicating to you to click. That's it. It's not really that hard to really look at it, but that's what I was learning. So it's often a word people say online business don't work, online business is a scam, online. Do you really understand what they were teaching you? So for me, it took me a year to get this. I will tell you, if you say someone is dumb, maybe I'm in that category, but I don't mind. But I got it. I'm in a space now. My kids follow through with everything because I changed, not my kids. The child is just a child. If you see yourself yelling at your children, you can't get them to do their homework, they keep running up and down, you are probably need some patience in yourself. You will become what you think about. Now, if your child is running around, this helps me literally erase stress. This will help you erase stress from your life, because I was suffering from anxiety and what do you call it, panic attacks. So you're like, what is this life going to be like this? It's because he said, Ralph Waldo Emerson, what is the hardest thing a man can do in his entire life is to think. You will be when you get to this level, when you get into online training and you start getting, anybody that has a business online will literally understand what I'm talking about, because they understand that act of thinking, because you're constantly thinking for your customer. So if you have a child in a home and you're trying to get them to do their homework and you're struggling, you are not thinking for the child. You are trying to force your word on the child. That's why the child is resenting. Let me give you how simple this works. I have a 2-year-old. She is always on the phone all the time, always on the phone. And if you talk to her, take the phone away from her, possibly this is what most parents do to make the child stay away from them, so that they give them time to and do what they want, they give the child a phone. And there's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes it could be too long for the child to be on the phone. You need to re-engage the child to be human again. Otherwise, it will be difficult for that child to adapt later on in life if you allow that to linger for a very long time. So how do I get this phone out of my child, out of my daughter, without her crying? It's a skill I need to develop repeatedly over a period of time. Repeatedly over a period of time. Now, one of the tricks I do is I get into exercise mode. Children love activity. Once I see them, I call the brother, I call the sister, we start jumping up and down, we bring out a board game, Monopoly, and we start playing the games. These are some of the things that are more interactive that they can get engaged with, that will teach them more than just watching the phone for a very long time. I'm not saying watching a phone is bad, but it's just that it's that art of that time they could spend time. I saw this happening, so I said, how could you do that? So when you understand when a child is being driven by something, you look for something that is more interesting than what they've already got and give it to them. You could do this if you've got two kids, they're always fighting for a toy. The toy, I do this as well. I've got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. So they're always fighting of this particular big teddy bear. So anyone that wins it, I know whose toy is it. So what I do, in that way, I can bring out my phone, which they might value in that moment much more likely than the teddy bear. I give it to the one that got the phone, that got the toy, and I take away the teddy bear and give it to the other one. In that way, it's effortless. Now, it doesn't matter what happens. What I'm sharing with you here is the communication that is taking place. You don't have to yell. I used to yell a lot. Stop that! Don't do that! You're just like raising your high blood pressure for nothing. You will become what you think about. Get that clear, because it will be literally in your face and you find it difficult to grasp it. Because it took me a while. So it's that art of pausing and thinking, what is the best way to resolve this situation? And this is what leaders do in your company. They look at you, if you have a challenge with them, they don't just react. They think, what is the best way to resolve this situation? They have a they get people's ideas of if you have done this for a very long time, at least you will have a lot of memory to retain a solution that worked very, so you can present that as a solution in that case. So what I'm saying to you is, this period that you're going to be spending with your kids, if you see yourself yelling, if you see yourself shouting and running out of patience, you can't do it, and you can't get them to sit down and do their homework and write, literally, you will probably need some patience on your side to observe the child very well, because they are only being who they want to be. It's easy for parents to impose themselves on a child, but it's easy for you to do that, but the child gets more when you allow them to express who they are, rather than you suppressing yourself on them. This is something that it helps child self-esteem. You may look at this as very, very, what is it talking about? I'm telling you, you are literally molding the child's future. If you keep suppressing on that child, you have to understand that child, you just look at yourself. Do you have a fulfilled life? Would you like your child to have the kind of marriage you have? Would you like the child to eat the kind of food you eat? If you do this, if you suppress, the child is just going to copy everything that you've done and become that. So it's important that you allow the child to be themselves. And this is where self-confidence, you see some children are very confident on the street. They can ask questions, but you wonder, why do they have those skills? And why is my own so shy and timid? Why is my son or my daughter not like this? Why is she so scared? I'm telling you now, it comes from repetition of you banging on them, shouting on them, doing these things repeatedly over and over and over again. You got to understand that you will become what you think about. It's you that needs to relax and observe the child and get the child. One way of doing this is, my son is 5. If I want him to do his homework, you present a reward. If you do he likes, there's this guy he likes to watch on TV. If you do your homework, you will get this as a present. If you do your homework for 1 hour, you will get to watch this guy for 20 minutes. Then you do another. So because he knows that he will get there, he will give him his best. And if he's failing it, you tell him you have to try and try and try again. Now, you will see this does not happen overnight. First of all, you need to work on yourself to start seeing the result on the child. I'm telling you that the online training that I use is fantastic. It's something that was teaching me life skills. Most people online that you see, they'll be teaching you, come and learn how to do Facebook ads. Come and learn how to sell on Amazon. If you notice what I always share with you, which is your quality of your life, your skills that you have, your leadership skills, your communication skills. These are the things that make difference. If you get this correct, Facebook ad, anybody can learn it in 20 minutes. It's not that hard. It's just data and number to study. So, but it's this part, if you can't, first of all, it's communication you have with yourself. Communication you have with yourself. Being patient with yourself to say and go over something over and over again. If you have that sort of resilient attitude within yourself, because that's what it comes down to have patience. Because you'll be doing something and it doesn't work. You're not beating yourself up because you're not getting the outcome you want. You're constantly asking yourself, how can I get this to be better? How can I make this better? So the moment you do this, it's fantastic how your life will change. I wanted to give you a bonus here before I wrap up this video. People always say, what do you get from online business? You know, I was literally on the verge of divorce, on my second divorce. But today I have a great marriage by applying this principle. You will become what you think about. Be patient with yourself and understand your spouse. If you have a marital problem now, probably you're not patient with your spouse. You're not patient with yourself. To really understand what's going on in their world. Because when you have that communication skill to speak to that person and they can come out, express who they are, it's relaxed. You will have a greater home, and I can tell you now, it's fantastic the way it comes out. You will not be worried about money because things will happen because it rubs off. Things will happen in your life like, dude, people will be looking at you as if you live in a different planet. I'm telling you now, it's these simple things that we neglect. You think something is outside that's gonna do it for you, it's not. This literally changed. I could tell you now, I could charge people to do marriage counseling and all that, but it's free. This information is free. I wouldn't charge for it. I don't charge for it. I have other ways I used to make money online than charging for this information or doing a counseling. I get people into online business. That's the first thing I want to know. How is their life? Because if that part is not sorted out, chances are your business is not going anywhere. I don't care which training or how much you got in your bank to start a business online. If your marriage or relationship with your children and family is screwed, your business you will just replicate the same thing in your business. So you'll be treating your customers and your business as well. So these were the changes I had to undergo, and today is fantastic. So I want to encourage you to be a little bit more patient with yourself as you're training, hanging around with your family. Use this time to observe. Just study them. Get into yourself. They always say the best investment is the one you make in yourself. I've invested thousands and it has paid off big time. So I encourage you to, if you need help with anything, you can always reach out to me. Put a comment below in the YouTube channel, reach out to me. I push out these videos to help people literally change their lives. I believe that we all deserve it, especially now that everything is like nose diving, but there's always a way up. Now that we are around our family, let's make the best out of it and change our community as well, because at the end of the day, it all starts with one person, and that person is you. All right, I encourage you to do this, and it will help you. And if you get the result, don't miss this part. Help somebody else. Thank you for watching. My name is Pascal Wanaji, founder of Wanaji Group, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.